Welcome to our podcast where we unravel the layers of human sexuality through the lens of psychology. My name is Sai, joined by my co-host, and today we're diving deep into the intricate landscape of Filipino sexuality.
That's right, Dad. Filipino sexuality is a fascinating subject shaped by a myriad of cultural, familial, and psychological factors. And to help us navigate this complex topic, we have a special guest joining us today. Please welcome Miss Hannah Montaner, a renowned Filipino cultural studies, and psychology expert.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to delve into this important conversation with the both of you.
Okay, Miss Hannah Montaner, may I ask if how can you differentiate id, ego, and superego by Freud? So we can have a little example from you.
So, the psychosexual theory proposed by Freud is divided into three parts. It is the id, superego, and ego. The id is controlled by our personal impulses, which is part of the unconscious. An example that I can give this, here in the Philippines, hookup culture is very prominent. Like in Facebook, like our impulses tells us to indulge in those things, regardless of their relationship status. Even though we can count as cheating, even if the person is taken, they are driven by their impulses. And the ego is the one that mediates our impulses and our morality. While the superego, it strives for perfection. And as we grow older, our superego becomes more of a perfectionist. And we strive through perfection, regardless whether it is for good or it is for bad. As long we think it is part of our moral.
But may I ask, like what you just mentioned, you tell us that id can be related to sexual drives, right? Which causes hookups. How can you say that ego is doing great balancing id and superego? As we can see, hookups are being common these days.
It's like I have stated earlier, id is the one that controls our impulses. Like our unconscious in general. While ego is the one that mediates both of these things. I will give another example. We all know that teenage pregnancy is prevalent here in the Philippines. And our ego tego tells us to wear protection in order to avoid teenage pregnancies. Or rather, we will not tell our parents whenever we have sex with people, our jowa, as long it doesn't bother them. And we won't be able to face the consequences. At the same time, we are able to protect ourselves and satisfy our desire.
Well, that's a fascinating perspective. But moving on to psychosexual development, how do you see Filipino cultural norms and practices impacting the individual's progression through 5 stages of development?
Fruit proposed that individuals pass through into distinct stages of psychosexual development, such as oral, anal, phallic, latent, and genital. With each stage characterized by specific erogenous zones and conflicts, cultural factors including Filipino cultural norms and practices related to sexuality may impact how individuals progress through these stages. Thank you so much for having me here, Sai and Jillian. I have enjoyed sharing my perspective and thoughts about the psychosexual theory and the id, ego, and superego. I hope that our viewers enjoyed our content for today, and I hope I get invited for another podcast about Filipino society. Thank you so much, guys.
We appreciate having you here at our podcast. And
Thank you as well for sharing insights, and it is clear that Filipino sexuality is indeed a complex interplay of cultural, familial, and psychological factors.
And thank you to our listener for tuning in to another episode of our podcast. Join us next as we continue to explore the multi phases of nature of human sexuality. Until then, again, my name is Carl.
And I am Jillian. Stay curious, stay open minded, and keep exploring.